Brittany Schendiman. I am from Cheney, Washington. It's right by the Spokane area. Right now I am majoring in public relations and communications.
I'm Kiyana Dickson. I'm from the same place. We're best friends, and I'm an exercise phys major. Okay, so I was 6 and I started getting symptoms, lost a ton of weight, going to the bathroom all the time, always thirsty. And I started getting really grumpy. My mom's like, well, that's not normal. So one of my primary teachers was like, you know, she looks a lot like my daughter when she got diagnosed with diabetes. And my mom's like, she just like knew. She's like, oh, that's what she has. So they took me into the clinic and they're like, yeah, you've got ketones and, well, you need to go to the hospital like right now. And then I was diagnosed.
For me, I was 8 years old and I started having the same symptoms. I lost a ton of weight. I was only about 48 pounds. And yeah, I was incredibly sick. It sucked. Yeah, oh thanks. Well, I was peeing a lot and I just was not eating. And it got to the point where I was throwing up and I couldn't keep anything down. And so my mom was like, well, I'll get the missionaries to give you a blessing. She didn't know what it was at all. So she took me into the clinic. And I just was not cognizant of anything of my surroundings. And I just heard some doctors hustling around, and then they put me on a gurney, and I'm on my way to the emergency room, and yeah. I know coming here for the first time and, you know, being on my own, I'm like, well, I don't really have my parents or my doctor. I can only call them. I live 8 hours away from here, and so it was definitely a low point to where I had to be completely on my own and I couldn't rely on my security blanket to really comfort me. So it was a big step into growing up and to being like, oh, I actually have to take care of myself by myself. You know?
Probably one of the hardest parts, I think, early high school, so freshman or sophomore. I was involved in so many things. I was involved in choir, sports, just kind of all added up on top of each other, and then trying to manage diabetes on top of it. There was just a point where I like gave up. I was just like, I'm gonna do my things, and I kind of had the mentality of being invincible, like diabetes isn't gonna catch up to me. Well, it totally did, and at this point, at one point I had gone to my mom. I was like, I understand why it's so hard, like I just hate it, and like we just had like this moment of like just crying about it, because sometimes you just gotta let it out. And it totally catch up to me last year. I had about a 4-year time period of not really taking care of it. Last year they found 2 blind spots in my left eye, so that was a little scary, and it was definitely a wake-up call. And so now I'm a lot more on top of it. Definitely coming to college, you know, makes you grow up. But we met in middle school at diabetes camp, and we were in different cabins, but I remember I went to the nurse's office and I was like, I know you from somewhere. And she was in there doing the same thing as me. I was like, diabetes camp? Do we meet camp? And we're like, oh yeah. And then the year later, I moved into her ward, found out she was a member of the church, and I was like, whoa, we have diabetes and a member of the church. Crazy. And we ended up we have like really similar interests. Like we were both really involved in choir and sports, and so we just ended up like being best friends. So diabetes, definitely, I can say that I have made some of my best friends because I have diabetes, especially at camp, lifelong friends. We don't see each other all year. We go back for a week and it's like we never left. So.
Yeah, like she pretty much said the whole story there. We're like diabetic soulmates. I know without Kiyanna, I probably would not be as well off. Whenever I'm like out of supplies, like, Kiyanna, do you have the stuff? Yeah, come on. It's pretty much how it goes. I would say, you know, never give up, and there are always going to be people out there who are willing to reach out to you and help support you in any moment of your life that you're struggling with, whether it is diabetes or other complications that you have in your life. And yeah, like I said, you know, believe that you can accomplish things, and when you actually strive to put the effort into taking care of yourself, you know, you'll have the good outcomes that will come out of it.
Definitely going back to like my low point in high school, I would definitely want to go tell myself, you need to prioritize. because I put other things above diabetes and it turned around and got me. So just prioritizing, just want to pray for the will to want to take care of your diabetes, because when the Lord's on your side, you can handle anything, even managing your diabetes. Even if it's one of the hardest things you've ever done, you will ever do, because it just never goes away. It's never stopping. And I just had a really hard time prioritizing, and I just would want to go tell myself, say a prayer, make sure that your will is almost basically you want to take care of your diabetes about as much as you want to breathe, because it's going to affect you later. You want to extend your life, you have to take care of diabetes. That's what I tell myself.
Diabetes has definitely given me a new perspective just on life in general, and just how important it is to take care of your body and your health. And when you do that, you have many good outcomes. And call it livabetes, remember? Yeah, livabetes, not diabetes.